Well, this year, in something of an end reverse, politics found its way into the Super Bowl ads. Here's Don Daler.
Do I tell her that her grandpa's worth more than her grandma?
Super Bowl 51 saw a relatively new player in the ad game.
Do I tell her that
ideology?
She will automatically be valued as less than every man she ever meets.
Audi vowed to give women employees equal pay for equal work.
I want to get your reaction to that particular commercial, and then also, what is the end game of Audi here? Because it's not, their product isn't cheap. You know, who are they marketing for? What is the end game?
Right. Really, some of these ads are about sentiment. It's about identifying with the brand in some way. And what they're trying to do here is appeal, obviously, to women, to female consumers. And it's a message of empowerment, celebrating gender equality and pay equity. But it's not going quite the way I think they thought it was, that it would go. There's been a lot of backlash on YouTube and other social media outlets with complaints that this is anti-male propaganda. Audi also has been slammed for having only 2 out of 14 women on their executive committee. So it's a little tricky.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, I'm a woman, I'm a mom. You know, I find it maybe a little condescending that I may not be as worth that they're implying.
Have you seen this Audi spot?
We were talking about this morning, so give me the scoop.
Yeah, so it's a spot, it's called Daughter. Now it delivers a really strong message on pay equality. The ad getting a lot of attention, though, although perhaps not for the right reasons. Some are saying it's getting some criticism, some saying it's putting too much soapbox into the soapbox derby theme.
We're going to show it to you. But on YouTube, it's gotten almost 36,000 dislikes and only 3,000 likes. But you watch it and see what you
weigh in. Tell us what you think.
Her skills.
Oh, I love it.
You love it, right? I love the woman empowerment message, and I think it's great. You know, a lot of women are so into football now, too, and they're watching with their daughters.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a great message, but it's so interesting, the comments. If you read the comments, they are awful. Some of them, can we start a petition to send these women to Saudi Arabia so they can experience true female oppression? I mean, there's so many haters. It's really sad. It's such a sad statement. Like, you put something out there and you think it's a positive. And by the way, for its part from Audi, they're saying Audi of America is committed to equal pay for equal work. A 2016 report by the U.S. Congress Joint Economic Committee found that women were paid 21% less than men on average.
You know, we were talking about this morning, what's interesting on a personal note is I've got 3 kids, 2 daughters.
Right.
I bet they don't think this even exists. Like, if I said to them, do you know women make less? They'd be like, oh, please, Mom.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Audi and what's going on with their commercial as they try to make a big deal out of the fact that they claim that there's no equal pay in this country.
Let's take a look. We have a clip of it.
What do I tell my daughter? Do I tell her that her grandpa's worth more than her grandma? Do I tell her that despite her education, her drive, her skills, her intelligence, she will automatically be valued as less than every man she ever meets?
So, yeah, well, but here's the big news this morning. It turns out that Audi doesn't really hire very many women. So just 22% of the company's employees are women, and only 12% of them are in the senior management.
Here's the important numbers. On the U.S. management team, they have 2 women. But on Audi's global management brand, they have 0 women. Right. And this is a big story.
But hypothetically, they might pay them equal had they hired them.
Audi does say that they do pay the women that they have on their staff equally.
If they hired them.
And they are going to try and hire them.
2 out of their 14 total, and the 2 are women.
My only concern is, how does this help their brand?
Well, let's find out. Here's what I think does help, because I think almost half car buyers are probably women now. I don't know for sure, but here's one that's very pro-woman and appropriately so. Last night, German automaker Audi, I'm really wanting to get an Audi now, I've been wanting to get one, released an ad promoting gender pay equality, talking about a specific cause. Let's take a look. Physically thrilling. I watched that and I go, wow, this is that cute little girl trying her best. I've got a daughter. She's just like that. She's much older than that, but she's just like that. Can do.
I thought it was an amazing ad. I think it really went to this idea that women are equal, this idea that also, at least from what I've heard, when men have daughters, their idea of women, their idea of what they are capable of and how they should be treated shifts. So I think in this age where we're talking about equal pay and the fact that we have numbers that show that women are still not valued as much as men, I think it was an important message to send.
Great, good for Audi, and by the way, a male's voice. So interesting, it wasn't a woman's voice.
But then they got burned because it turns out their whole board is white men.
Good, appropriately so too. Anyway,
speaking of wallowing, can I show you the Audi ad?
Hoping you would.
All right, this is talk about an ad that is so dishonest in its assumptions about the sexes. Roll it. So, Eric, the white man who came up with that ad said all women are born victims. That's a great message.
You know, and I saw the ad and I felt the same way. And then I did a little research on it, and I got to tell you, I think Audi's onto something here. We did Forbes, a bunch of studies show that women comprise 2/3 of all car buying decisions. So if you're a guy watching football, seeing that ad, you're going, oh, I can't believe they just did that. But apparently, women who are the car buying decision makers in the household say, hey, I like that Audi.
You think women like that?
I don't like it. I think it spoke to them.
It's terrible.
I'll never buy an Audi.
Can I add one more thing? Audi, to their credit, does pay women at an equal pay scale that they do men.
So
they
do
have
most
fewer
companies.
women executives than men, but they do pay.
Well,
which
guess
I think
what?
Not a single woman on their board.
So their truth is that, in fact, women do as well, but nevertheless, they put forward a deceiving ad to try to manipulate
all
and sell
ads
cars.
are lies.
All ads are lies. But you know what? They accused other companies of doing something wrong and saying we're right, but the companies are. It's a myth. The gender gap is a myth. We know this. We've done the stats. All right, Bob. I want to get you into this. You want to talk about Hillary? You want to talk about the ad? You want to say how awesome my monologue was?
I just want to say I thought it was a terrific ad, probably the best one the Super Bowl had.
Because it was dishonest.
Secondly, I think that Eric's exactly right that there's a lot of marketing behind this.
You're assuming women like that? No strong woman would like that ad.
Is it supposed to appeal to your emotions? Yes.
You know.
And I mean,
so women are emotional.
All right, let's look at the Audi commercial, which I thought. I have to say, personally, I thought that was one of my favorites with the dad talking to his daughter.
Let's take a look.
Didn't you love that, Charlie? I love this ad.
I just love the race car thing to it.
Unanimous at the table, I think. Let's take a look.
What do I tell my daughter? Do I tell her that her grandpa's worth more than her grandma? That her dad is worth more than her mom?
All right, Frank, what's any difference between the men and the women?
As you can see there's a little bit more response from the women, but what you probably won't get to is the last 5 seconds when they talk about gender equality in terms of pay, when the men actually dialed it down. Of all the ads that we tested, this one had the biggest difference at the end when it came to men and women, because they thought that it was a political statement, and there's a rule, which is you keep politics out of football, keep politics out of the Super Bowl.
Wow, I didn't realize gender pay equality was politics. I know, but I guess people see it that way. Yeah.
But you could actually, Hillary Clinton made it politics, and that was a big issue for her in 2016, and that's what came through only in the last 2 or 3 seconds of the ad.
So is it good for Audi or not?
It's very good for Audi, but it took too long to make that message. It took too long to get to the point.
That was about equality, income equality, wage equality. It was an ad from Audi for the Volkswagen Group. And even though it came in second, how did that resonate?
So it was a slightly less positive. So there was a big heated debate going on Twitter, as you would expect. But I think what people were zeroing in on is the notion that here's Audi as a brand really wanting to get a message out there that it's more than just job creation. It's about creating a better future for our children where women are compensated equally as men. And I think it's a smart take for Audi because their brand has started to scale more with women, but they're also tapping into fathers of young girls.